Jonathan from the Bigbabyjonathan Sports Podcast. How you doing, man?
Doing good, Corey. Thanks for having me on. I love this channel. I'm glad to be on again.
Well, I'm glad to have you back on, man. I just wanted to get into this potential restart to the season. I've been following you on Twitter. I've been following you on all your social media, and you've been updating everybody on this potential restart. What does this mean?
Closer and closer, man. I bet you in next week, or I have a feeling, don't be surprised by tomorrow or Monday, or actually Tuesday because it's Memorial Day. I think, right? What is it? Let me see. Isn't it Memorial Day on the 25th?
This yeah, Monday.
Yeah, Monday. So after that, I have a feeling Adam Silver's going to come out and announce it because every day it's news about it, you know? It's every day it's starting to get closer and closer. LeBron practices with his teammates today, in an undisclosed location. So they want this ring. Lakers want it, and us fans want it, and LeBron's hungry for it.
Now we've had like several extensive conversations on your podcast, my podcast, and what this season is going to potentially mean for the Lakers going into this season. So give me your thoughts on your expectations on since we now ramping up. We know we got dates now. We have players in their building practicing. So what does this mean for you as a Laker fan, and what does this championship would mean to the city of LA?
This championship to CLA would be amazing. The last 6 years have been downhill. The owner Jeannie Buss has went through a lot, passing of her father, then Kobe, and then the bad thing with Mike Johnson, him stepping down. So Lakers organization had it rough the last couple of years, man. Like they do, you know, the Lakers need the title just to be happy, just to reminisce. Oh, Lakers won the title. Hell yeah, let's go. I'm excited. I want the Lakers to win the championship for Kobe, but also for the city of Los Angeles. We need something, man. We need number 17. We haven't won since 2010, and I want to get another ring, man.
I definitely agree with you on that. We've been chasing the Boston Celtics all this time, and we haven't even got back into the playoffs since 2013.
Mhm.
This is for a storied franchise such as the Lakers, known for making the playoffs, winning championships. This has been a decline. It's not been this bad before. We're sitting here talking about trying to get into the playoffs. That should have been like we should have already stamped the ticket to the playoffs, seasons ago. And then after Kobe retired, we kind of like didn't know what our direction was. Then we got LeBron. So now we're finally back on that track. So for a fan, like, what do you think about those dark years where we wasn't making playoffs and we was getting exited before the even playoffs even started? So, like, how did you feel about us now finally returning back to the playoffs? And I guess take me to some of that time, how you felt about when we wasn't making the playoffs.
When we struggled, it was terrible. It was frustrating watching, but I had faith. I kept preaching, be patient with this Laker front office. Be patient, be patient. We'll eventually turn around. A lot of teams go through rebuild modes, you know what I mean? But here's the thing. Everybody's talking about you can't build through the draft, but wasn't Kobe um, the draft pick from Lakers via trade? The Lakers did develop a player. There's a lot of people, Laker fans, oh, we can't develop players. We got to ship him out. But Kobe was drafted. Lakers developed him into one of the greatest Lakers of all time. So I was hearing a little bit about what Jeannie Buss was talking on the podcast with Joe Beck. It was a good podcast. I'll send you guys a link. You guys go listen to it. She was talking something about like that on the podcast today.
Yeah, I kind of follow your page, and you have a lot of interesting comments, topics. I love, the what you're doing with your page is great.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping everyone updated on the season. I'm looking at my phone, and I'm not even looking at the media outlets. I'm looking at what you're saying about the season restarting, and I think it's great that you keep everybody engaged and keep everybody excited about the season starting.
Yeah, I got to, man, because you working, all my friends working in the group chat, so might as well just when they're on the break, they could take a look. Oh, Jonathan sent me this. Okay, cool. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and I work at a gym, so they have the TVs on, and I'm looking at the potential restart, and I said, man, it's ramping up, and then I seen a date. I did see something like sometime in July, and then I had asked you about how is this gonna work out, and then you sent me another link and you said it was just gonna go 70. They was gonna cut the season short to 70 games. So that puts them back. They have already played 65, so that's only five more regular season games to kind of tune them up to get to the playoffs. If that's
Yeah, it
how that's
makes
gonna go.
sense. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it makes sense to do that, man. Because if they go straight into the playoffs, and then what if, okay, let's say we go to the playoffs, and then we struggle against the eight seed and lose and get bounced. If let's say if that did happen, our excuse would be, oh, we should have played a couple regular season games instead of jumping into the playoffs. We got to get that momentum. We got to get that. I don't work. I don't know. I don't work out or anything. So these players got to get and stay in shape. You know what I mean? Because if we come into playoffs just right from the bat, I'm kind of scared. As a fan, because what if we have a bad playoffs because of this long rest? You know?
Yeah, I do agree with you on that, and I do want to address one comment. This is my son. If you can see this comment that's coming through there, it would be cool if the Lakers win, but we know Milwaukee gonna win. What do you think about the Bucks? Like he's a big Buck fan. He loves Giannis. And just tell him what we did to Giannis and them Bucks before the season abruptly stopped.
Yeah. Well, we beat the Bucks. LeBron beat Giannis Kumpo. He guarded him. He did his thing. But Milwaukee's a talented team. But here's the thing about Milwaukee: if you double team Kumpo, let him pass out to George Hill. Let him pass out to Brook Lopez. Okay, let him shoot. You know, let him shoot. If they miss, if they make it, good job. Try to let the others beat you. That's what the Lakers did in that second game. Because that first
Yeah.
game, we were struggling. We got blown out, but we came roaring back, and that's when Kumpo grabbed the king and was like that.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, I remember that when Kyle Kuzma gave LeBron the king had like
yeah,
we're back, man.
yeah,
That
because the
really ignited us.
yeah, because the first time Kumpo did it to the crowd, and then Kuzma like, okay, we're taking it back to LeBron.
Right, right, right. So how do you I guess who is the biggest threat in your opinion? Is there anybody that you're concerned about? I know that we want this to happen. We want the Lakers to win the championship, but who keeps you up? As far as like thinking like, man, I don't know. We might not be able to get over the hump. I know as a fan, we want to say that they're gonna win. They're gonna win. But who gives you trembles about the season and the playoffs and the championship?
The only team I think of, and I gotta keep it real, like I always do. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna say Clippers. I'm gonna tell you what, Clippers got Kawhi, Paul George. They got a deep bench. What I mean, that's the team that if we want to get to the championship, we gotta play them. We gotta get
Yeah.
when we get. And I'm not scared of Clippers, but that's the team that okay, if they're feeling it from three, their bench is going. It's gonna be tough, but I like the challenge. Just like the greats do. We'll take the Clippers. We ain't scared. So that's the team that worries me just a little bit, but not too much.
So when that team was assembled, and I want to go back and like all the way back when they actually got rid of DeAndre Jordan, Chris Paul, Blake Griffin. I think Blake Griffin was the last one that they actually got rid of. So they seemed like they was going into this rebuild mode, so
Hmm.
to speak. And then they went into the playoffs, and they had just traded off Tobias Harris, and I was like, man, what is the Clippers doing? And the writing was on the wall. They have a solid playoff team. They had gotten to the playoffs. I think they had got to the eighth seed.
Hmm.
Got and played the Warriors, and they took two games off of a full strength Warriors team. And so we already know that they're a grit and grind team.
Hmm.
They're phenomenal defensively. They well coached. They have a outstanding front office. But how do you feel like how they went about doing this and getting to the point where they can potentially challenge us um, in LA?
To be honest, man, it's gonna be interesting playoffs with the Clippers and Lakers. Patrick Beverly's on the Clippers. They got talent. They got a talented roster. We can't deny that. But for me, their defense. Everybody's saying they got the two best wing defenders. Kawhi and Paul George, but their defense is not as good as them. It seems they give up 142 points against Memphis. There's times where they give up like 130, 115. It's like ESPN doesn't talk about that, but when we give up that much points, oh, LeBron doesn't know how to play defense. Lakers defense is not good. What I'm saying is ESPN just likes to throw shade on us, but they're scared to do it to the Clippers. That's one thing I can't stand about ESPN. They like to favor teams and stuff. They don't keep it real.
Yeah, and that's what I don't like about it. The media controls the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
But as fans, we know the real deal. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
the Lakers have the edge because I don't think nobody in the league has an answer for Anthony Davis. If he's clicking on all cylinders, that's our weapon right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have a secret weapon. We have a bomb that can go off at any minute and go
Uh-huh.
get you 40 points, 20
Mm-hmm.
rebounds,
Mm-hmm.
be disruptive on defense. But we've talked about this before. He's out of position.
Mm-hmm.
We have to get him to get down there and bang with those centers.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. AD needs to get in the post, go to work. You see it when against Clippers, like dunking it behind his head, blocking shots, run the floor. Even his pull up jumper, when he's focused, his pull up jumper is unguardable.
Yeah,
Pull up jumper,
absolutely.
back to the basket, pick and roll him and LeBron. Shooting threes is cool at times, but getting the post, go to work. And everybody's saying, "Oh, Montrezl is physical with Anthony Davis." Oh, Anthony Davis is off. There's times where Anthony Davis plays physical, block shots, gets into other people. When he has that mindset, this Laker team's the best team in the league, and we're gonna win the championship once the season comes back.
We were robbed, man. Like a lot of teams start picking up momentum towards the end of the season, and just think like right now we're in May. This would have been like we've been right in playoff mode right now.
Yeah.
I think pretty much the start of the playoffs, right? Like or
No, it'll be
like
Western Conference Finals.
Western. Okay, yeah, Western Conference Finals because they started the playoffs in April, correct?
Yeah. Hmm.
And so this would be, been our prime time. We would have been showing the world of what we are capable of doing with this team, and we was
Hmm.
kind of already had the momentum going out of the season, clicking like we did, and beating those two teams, and I felt really good about our chances. And then Corona hits, and we're stuck and trying to figure out like if we're gonna be able to pick back up where we left off because that's a lot of missed basketball, man. Like it's a lot of them sitting at
Hmm.
home not really knowing what they're doing. I'm seeing guys on Fortnite. I'm like, are they really training? Like, what are they doing? As far as like preparing because it's not over. They have not definitively said that this season is done.
Hmm.
And I'm just hoping and praying that guys stayed in shape and actually try to maintain some kind of chemistry when they get back. Whenever they get back.
Yeah, for me, man, I just saw a tweet from Sam Amico. He just said LeBron James has been leading private workouts with Laker teammates. So that's letting me know LeBron wants to win a ring. He said, okay, we'll go somewhere private. Let's go get to work. Let's go get it. And then that's telling me that he wants this ring and he's not messing around. He wants to win. He's getting the mindset back. 'Cause I know sometimes he drinks the wine and goes on Instagram, which is fine during quarantine. But now he flipped the switch and now he's starting to get the team like how he did in Vegas. Remember how he did that in Vegas before the season started? So,
Absolutely.
so he's doing that again and said, okay, since we did it in Vegas, let's try it again in an undisclosed location. Let's run it. And then he said something about the Clippers are doing the same thing. Kawhi's doing it, Paul George doing it. So it's just teams are starting to come back. But June 1st, players that are out of town, like Dwight Howard, have to come back and start getting ramped up for season resumption.
So give me a prediction. I'm gonna hold your feet to the fire. Give me a
Mm-hmm.
prediction. How do we get to the championship, and how does it play out?
You talking about playoff wise?
Yeah, how do we get to where we need to get to? Who are we gonna have to go through? And who's coming out of the Eastern Conference?
I say Milwaukee because I until somebody stops Kumpo, it's gonna be Milwaukee. But for me, Lakers are gonna play Memphis first round, second round probably Houston, and then get to the West Conference Finals. Play the Clippers, beat them, and then play Milwaukee in the finals and beat the Milwaukee Bucks in six.
6 games. So you think that we'll be able to get it done in six?
Mm-hmm.
So that means we will have to clinch in Milwaukee.
It is what it is. If we win in Milwaukee, I'm with it. Anywhere we win. Anywhere. But speaking of Milwaukee, the owner of the Bucks said that he's hearing that NBA might have Orlando East, Vegas West, and I agree with that. Don't put everybody in Orlando. Just put like how the tournaments like the NCAA play in one stadium for a whole week, for the whole playoffs, Western Conference, and then whoever wins out of the West meet up in Vegas. Let's say Lakers, and let's say for some odd reason the Celtics get past Milwaukee. Lakers Celtics Part 2, it'd be crazy. If like we played that'd be crazy. Play the Celtics, tie them up in
I
LA
would
though. That'd be lit.
I would definitely love to see that, but I don't feel like Boston is gonna make it. I
Yeah,
don't think so.
I know. But hey, that's the other thing too. All the team, but I don't know. What Lakers are going to be in the run for the title. Clippers are Milwaukee, and that's maybe yeah, that's about it. You know, but there's maybe a team that has a momentum like Houston that gets to the West Conference Finals. You know, you never know. So we got to be prepared for anything.
So Laker Erod says that the Lakers will beat the Clippers in 7. Do you agree with that?
I agree because it's going to be a battle.
It's
It's
gonna be
going to be
tough.
it's going to be tough, but hey, that's what great teams do. They like to battle. You know, the 2010 championship was hard. Like as a fan, it was tough going through the playoffs. You know, but Game 7 of that series in 2010 was the most stressed out I've ever been in my life when
Yeah.
it comes to watching a sport game. As soon as we came back and won, popped up in champagne and celebrated.
So I was about to ask you. So take us back to that time, like the feeling, the feeling of finally beating the Boston Celtics because they beat us in 2008. So do you feel like it was like a sense of like a redemption type deal?
Yes, and here's a funny thing. There's a Celtic fan right around the corner from me when I used to live in Sacramento. He was talking all game, like coming over at halftime, talking, just talking disrespectful. You know, just hella disrespectful. And I was quiet. I was like, watch when we come back and we win, I'm gonna go to his house, have my Laker flag. You know, and that's what happened. You know, unfortunately, I lost that Laker flag, but I'm about to get another one soon.
What kind of flag was it?
It was like just the yellow ones. It's like the big yellow ones where you can like and hold it, and
Oh,
then I
okay.
was running down the street with it. I was going crazy, you know. But that feeling, man, as soon as like Lamar Odom threw it up, I just started running, going crazy. I ran around my whole neighborhood to the park and ran back, and people were saying, "Be quiet," making a bunch of noise. I didn't care.
Man, like I had I had Clifford Darrell on
Yeah.
a few weeks back,
Mhm.
and he said he did the same thing when they found out they got Kawhi Leonard. He said he went to the Staples Centers and ran up there and just started, yelling and screaming. It was like I would love to have seen that.
Yeah, Clipper Darrell, man, he's a good dude, but it's Clippers down. But yeah, man, I want like I see a question from Lucky Erod.
Yeah, what do you
Ooh,
think about that?
I agree because Bynum was playing at the highest level that year before he got injured. It was against Memphis. He got injured twice against Memphis. I remember
Yeah,
that. First was in LA, and then second was in Memphis. But Andrew Bynum's playing the highest level, man. I feel like if he didn't play, or if he played and didn't get injured, we would have won the championship. 3P would be right there. But everybody's saying if Kendrick Perkins would have played in Game 7, a lot of Celtics fans, oh, Kendrick Perkins would have played in Game 7, they would have won. No, they
no, absolutely not.
no, Kendrick Perkins is not even, he's talented, gets rebounds, plays physical, but he ain't no 25 and 15 type of player.
No, no, not
So
at all.
so it's just crazy how they think that, you know.
But just to talk about Andrew Bynum, he the one screwed us out of that Dallas series when we could have three-peated. You remember the
Yeah,
Mavericks?
yeah, but I remember that game. Dirk was just on a crazy level. I remember that when they threw it to Kobe, as soon as Kobe pulled up, I was like I knew it was off right when he released it. It was
We got swept,
yeah, but I
man.
said it was game one when we lost, and just that Dallas was just feeling it. Dirk every time Dirk would shoot a three, it was going nothing but net. Jason Kidd would be making big time plays. It was just Dallas' year that year. But that bottom elbow to Bray was I feel like
That
that was
was
and
classless.
yeah, I remember that. But ever since then, it's been playoff wise. We haven't been to the playoffs, but the only time we got to the playoffs is when Kobe tore his Achilles and said, "I'm gonna do everything in my power to get to the playoffs." He tore his Achilles to go ahead. Lakers go in. I'll just be out, you know. And that was the same year Kobe followed me on Twitter, man. Like that was all that year was crazy. Though Dwight, Powell, Ron, all that, you know.
Now he's saying Dirk's the goat. No, no. I mean, it just seemed like that team just caught fire at the right time. I mean, they had the oldest team in the NBA at the time, I believe. Like everybody was super old, and I think I remember in Miami, Miami was kind of making fun of Dirk because he was not feeling well or something
Oh
like that.
yeah, I saw that. LeBron's kind of like
Yeah,
making. Yeah,
yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, Dirk saw it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna turn up in the playoffs. You know.
Man,
But
like it was a crazy series. I mean, I have to give it to him. I mean, I hate like as much as I hate to say this, that was a magical season for the Dallas Mavericks.
well,
Like by none, like that was their year. They ain't gonna never win nothing else, but they but they got that year.
how far are you away from Dallas?
Not far at all.
What was the vibe like in that year when that championship run?
Crazy, and I had to like literally like because I'm a Laker fan. All
Yeah,
everybody like hit me up because I thought the Lakers were gonna three-peat.
I thought
Like
that too, but just
I thought for sure, we had beat Orlando, beat Boston. Surely we're not gonna get stopped by the Mavericks. I looked at the Mavericks and said they're done. We're gonna sweep them. Then they beat us the first game. Then they blew us. Then they was blowing us out. That last final game, I think
yeah,
they beat us like almost by 40 points.
yeah, I remember that.
You remember that? I was like, wow, like I never saw that coming.
No,
Like,
it's crazy, you know. But I wonder if we would have met up with Miami that year in the finals. I wonder if who would have won out of the Lakers and like fully healthy Lakers, fully healthy Miami Heat, Game 7 for the title. Who I feel like that Laker team would have taken Miami to the
we,
brink.
bro, we got robbed so many times. We should have seen LeBron and Kobe. We should have seen LeBron play Kobe when he was in Cleveland.
Yeah,
You
I
remember
totally
that?
agree. Yeah, that's when LeBron didn't have help, and yet he didn't have that much help. Is when
What?
LeBron walked off the court in
It was
Orlando.
it was that Orlando year. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but he did shoot that game winner the first, against Orlando, and then I feel like Dwight was just on a mission. But crazy thing was, um, I wanted. I said if Cleveland doesn't beat Orlando, I want us to face Orlando. So yeah, they are. They weren't. They. I don't think they were a finals team. To be honest, I feel like
So do
I was.
you think the Lakers would have still beat LeBron in Cleveland?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Who's going to stop Andrew Bynum, Pau Gasol in the post? Who was on that Cleveland team that year? They went. They lost to Orlando. I think they had Ben Wallace that year. Junior Ilgauskas. They had
Virgil,
There's Power would average at least 20, 24, 10 at least.
Mo Williams.
Yeah, but if that's the thing too, like the whole Kobe LeBron thing, I would really wanted to see that. And if the Lakers would have won and beat LeBron and Kobe beat LeBron in the finals, I feel like it would be, be one up Kobe, zero for LeBron in the series.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it is what it is, and it sucks we didn't get a chance to see it, man.
I agree with him. Like 2013 was a good year too. Like Dwight, and we had Steve Nash, but nobody stayed healthy.
But hey, Nash got injured the second game, and then once I saw that happen, I'm like, okay, is it one of those years? And then the Dwight story comes out. Okay, then Mike Brown gets fired. Mike D'Antoni. Yeah, that I understand. I understood why Dwight left the first time. I understood it. He wanted his own team. Him and Cody didn't see eye to eye, and then when he came back, he's good, playing great for us so far, man.
And I was really super excited when we got Dwight Howard, but we did not get the Orlando Magic Dwight Howard. He
Yeah, I
had
mean,
shoulder he had shoulder injuries, like stuff was going on with him. He had an ego problem, and I was like, man, this is not the same guy.
yeah. I remember what play when Dwight messed up his back. It was against Philly when he dunked on Drew Holiday off of a lob. That's when he said he hurt his back.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was true. Yeah, I remember
and
that.
and he felt rushed, to come back. And he said, if I could do it over again, I probably wouldn't come back, for the season.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. What if he would have sat out? I wonder, would he still would have been dipping out? That's the thing.
Well, it had already gotten toxic
Yeah.
because if you're a Laker big man, like that means something. Like if you're a
Yeah.
Los Angeles Laker and you're a big man, because you got some tough shoes to fill. You got Will Kareem, you following those guys, and so the pressure got to him. And then you got Kobe, the greatest two guard of all time, and his work ethic is crazy. And if you're not working and you're not putting in the work, he's gonna exploit you.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing we saw in the Last Dance. Like he's cut from that cloth.
Mm.
And Dwight Howard came in there, joking around. He's the biggest joker.
Yeah.
And he just didn't seem like he was like locked in. Like when
Mm-hmm.
you come to LA and you play with Kobe Bryant, like I instantly think championship. Okay, this is a
Yep.
championship team. And for him to come in there playing around, trying to get in the Hollywood spotlight, Kobe exploited it.
Yeah, because I remember when we were getting blown out, they showed a thing on Twitter. It was Dwight laughing, and then like at the end of the bench, and it's just Kobe at the end of the bench. Just we were losing by like 25, and Dwight was laughing and showed a picture of Kobe with that face. And like Kobe don't play around. You don't play around. He has high expectations. If you don't follow them, if you're like you don't have to be friends with Kobe outside of basketball. You could just be just a teammate. That's it. Come to work every day, preparate. If you're not that, you got to bounce. You know. And but Dwight understands that mentality now. He went through all those trades he went through after the Lakers, Houston, I think, Charlotte, Brooklyn, Memphis, Washington. He understands now. He has the mindset. He'll laugh and joke around, but not as much anymore that I see from him.
I think rock bottom for him is that when he went back to Atlanta, his hometown,
Yeah.
and they just cut him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
just cut
Atlanta.
him. He lost the locker room. Guys didn't respect him. They cut him, and then that's when he went to Charlotte,
Mhm.
and then he couldn't make it with Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan probably yelled at him. To be honest, Michael
Oh,
Jordan
for
don't play.
sure.
Yeah, Michael Jordan was yelling at Malik Monk too, like the rookie player that they had. He was yelling at him on the bench. There's a video of him like
Slap him
smacking.
upside the
Yeah,
head.
yeah. But yeah, Alex Caruso, man, he's a big X factor.
Alex Caruso. We talked about that in our Instagram group.
Yeah,
He was Coach Vogel calling him his secret weapon. What do you
yep.
think about that?
I agree because sometimes it'll be Rondo. Rondo sometimes be messing up the offense. And like
Oh
Frank
man,
Vogel,
yeah.
Frank Vogel put a Caruso. He's gonna turn this up for us. He'll gonna bring the energy. Boom. And then there was a play that I liked that showed our team chemistry. It was against Detroit. We're on a fast break. Caruso steals it, jumps, dunks it with two hands. You see Dwight jumping behind him and LeBron doing the same thing. I like that chemistry from them. Alex Caruso and LeBron have like a plus minus that's really good along players in the NBA. So he's talented. Lakers re-sign him. Not to a big contract, but to a good amount we could stay because he's a big X factor for us. Defense wise, he can shoot the three. Dunk. He brings energy. He ain't scared to guard anybody.
I'm gonna ask you this question, and I
Yeah.
want you to give me your honest feedback.
Yeah.
Rajon Rondo.
Mm-hmm.
I like him.
Uh-huh.
I know what he brings to the table, but he is not the same Rajon Rondo as he's been. Like this 20 assist guy, getting the offense ball. Um, what do you think about him versus Caruso?
I'll go for Caruso. Rondo's not playing at the highest level right now. I know there's times where he assists, shoot threes, but when he's in the lineup, offense stagnant. The ball just dribbles. He'll look, then pull it from three. It's like move the ball around.
And he's
Set
not a
screens.
shooter
He's not, but sometimes he'll pull from three. But anybody can in
here and
today's
there.
NBA.
I mean, it's the NBA. I mean, you got big men out there shooting threes. So, last topic, and I'm end it on this. LeBron struggles at the free throw line.
Yeah,
Does this translate into the playoffs? Does this get addressed? Since they've been out, do you think this will get addressed moving forward, or do you think this is just his DNA? Because he's always historically been horrible at the free throw line.
wasn't Shaq bad at free throws? Right.
Yes,
What does Shaq always say when it comes to big time moments? Free throws, make it when it counts.
and you think that LeBron has that DNA to make him when it counts?
Yes, I think so. I know what, to be honest, he does. You gotta have confidence. You gotta have confidence and gotta have confidence in LeBron. He'll make free throws. He'll gonna get us to the finals. He'll gonna make big time free throws. Like Shaq said, make it when it counts. Because people were saying the same thing. Because Shaq make free throws when it counts. Shoot two free throws, and they would always ask him, just make it when I count. Make it when it counts.
LeBron has been constantly challenged about his, you know, taking over basketball games, not having the dog in him like other greats have had,
Yeah.
deferring. We go back to the Cleveland series against Golden State. That last little play, that first game, when he passed the ball instead of taking that last shot, and then J.R. Smith messed up, and then they had to trust the guy at the free throw line. I can't remember his name.
George Hill.
George Hill, and he missed the free throw. So how do you feel about that? Is that fair assessment of LeBron?
Mm. No, LeBron just a team first player. And a lot of people say he doesn't have that dog in him, like toughness. But there's times against Stephen Curry, against Detroit a couple of years ago in the playoffs where he took over games. He took over games. He scored the basketball he needed to. It's just when he misses, they like to throw that narrative. I used to do that, but I don't do that no more because I have to embrace LeBron as a Laker. I don't want to hate on my Lakers. If you're a Laker, if it says Lakers, you're part of the family. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, if LeBron brings us the ring, I'm gonna be like, thank you, salute to you, and thank you for everything you did. Like, just be excited. It's
Like,
crazy when LeBron first came to the Lakers. I won a Laker jersey from ESPN giveaway, ESPN 710 giveaway on Instagram. Like as soon as he got to the Lakers and signed it during the season, I won a LeBron jersey. It's in my closet. I might have to bring it out during the playoffs and hang it up right here.
definitely, man. Like, I gotta see you in that thing, man. We gotta win this championship, and I want to see that LeBron jersey.
Yeah, well, it's not my size. I won it. It was only a 2X.
Okay, okay. So, last thing, LeBron had more rest. He's going to be 100% ready for the season. We could see a LeBron like we never seen before. That's coming from Laker Erod. So,
Yeah,
what do you think about that?
I think like Erod's. That's a good question. Love it. I agree because there's time when he was on mine. Remember that game against Boston? Where he had his head down, had that look. I feel like LeBron's tired of the narrative of Jordan this, Jordan that, Jordan. He's tired of it, I think. Even though he watches it, if he hears it, he probably, I bet you he scrolls on Twitter and looks at it and just, I feel like LeBron's going to do something in the 17th season. I feel like him and AD won't bring us a ring, man.
Absolutely. Big baby, I want to thank you for jumping on this, man. I really want to get you back on the show. I've seen like all your updates, and I said, man, I got to get Big Baby on the show
Yeah.
tonight, and let's talk about this.
Yeah.
So I know it's gonna be more conversation to come. Once anything else comes back out, we got to get back on your show. Get back Daniel Artest, get the band together, and
Yeah.
let's get into this thing, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. But yeah, I'm actually about to go live tonight, 7:30 p.m. If you want to hop on it,
Oh, definitely, yeah, yeah. Send me an invite.
I
Let's
got you,
do it.
bro. And thanks for having me. And we gotta hit the group chat with Daniel Ortiz, and we'll talk about how we gotta keep it surprised. So, but
Yeah.
anyway, thanks for
So,
having me on, and thanks Erod for tuning in. Thanks for everybody in the chat, man. But I'll definitely have a Corey on my show probably tonight, man.
and also tell everybody about your show and how to get in contact with you.
Just subscribe to my YouTube channel, Big Baby Jonathan. Follow me on Instagram, Big Baby Jonathan _ Follow me on Twitter, Big Baby Jonathan. Like my Facebook page, Big Baby Jonathan Sports Podcast Show, and you can find me on there.
All right, there it is. Thank you, Big Baby, and
All
we're
right.
out.